What's your earliest memory in the barbershop?
When I told my family I wanted to be a barber,
Yep.
it was a big thing for them and big thing for me. It came down to one day when I said to my dad, please teach me how to cut hair.
Okay.
He said, are you sure you want to do this? I said, Dad, come on. That garage, and the garage was full of salamis, mind you, so the smell of salamis was getting through the hair.
You guys should bring that back to the current barbershop.
Yeah,
Bring
that's
some
right.
salami.
More tradition.
I have to ask, how was the first haircut? Your friend? in the
How
garage?
was it?
How was it?
Shocking.
I think you're the only barbershop in Australia that's still doing old-fashioned cuts and that whole old-fashioned style. Yeah,
I think so. We don't have any computer systems either.
Yeah.
It's all by paper.
That's it.
A lot of stuff out, but we get there. Husband or the boyfriend looked at me and said, what are you doing? I said, I'm just opening up the door. He goes, that's my girlfriend.
Would you want your kid to work in the barbershop alongside
100%.
you?
100%.
Yep.
He said, why don't Australians have a piece on their car? When we drive in America, you pick up your piece and you put it on the dash. So when there's people driving past, they know not to F with you. Yeah?
If you had one piece of advice to give the young men of today as to why they should live a life like yours, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them? I'd tell them to...
Stefan, welcome to the show.
Imran, good to be here.
Why don't we start a little bit about telling the audience who you are and what you do?
I'm Stefan. I'm a barber from Lygon Street. I own my own barber shop. It's based on the old vintage 1930s, 40s, 50s. It's what I love to do. It's been in my family for a long time. So this is, that barber shop is about my family and who we are.
Okay, and how long does the barbershop date back to?
About 4 years now.
4 years,
It'll be
okay.
4 years in October.
I see. All right, and you're located on Lygon Street, yeah?
On Lygon Street, yeah.
Okay, so anyone who wants to check that out can go over there.
More than welcome.
All right. Being a barber, I think people would consider it to be, quite a, I wouldn't say boring, but quite a repetitive task because you're cutting hair all day, every day. And this is a quote by Aristotle that I'd like to get your view on to start the podcast. And it's, pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. What does that mean to you?
Probably comes down to more quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
So every client's different and every piece of hair is different as well. Always mixing up your little techniques and the way of doing things is always very important. Keeps you going, helps you day to day to get through, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Or else it can be very repetitive, but you need to break through that little cycle and just do something new, yeah? Because all the haircuts, heads, face shapes, they're all different.
That's it.
So it makes it pretty fun.
Yeah, I think, again, a repetitive job like barbering, you got to have some sort of pleasure in doing it. If not, again, you want that quality, right?
Yeah.
So if you just half-ass it, it's not gonna, your clients won't be very happy, first of all, but yeah, I don't think you'll be very happy too with the work that you're doing, right?
Little things, it comes down to the little things too.
That's it. So I think, I like this quote because a lot of people want perfection in the job. They want to produce perfect work, but they're not willing to do what it takes. They're not willing to put in the hours, put in the work to actually get that perfection, or close to perfection at least. So I want to talk about, what's your earliest memory in the barbershop?
Earliest memory in the barbershop? This barbershop or another one?
Oh, whatever it is.
Whatever.
I mean, the earliest memory of you cutting hair.
I remember my dad teaching me. When I told my family I wanted to be a barber, it was a big thing for them and big thing for me.
Okay.
But
how old were you then?
I was probably, how old am I now? 26, so probably 16.
Okay.
About 16. I remember telling my parents, and they weren't all for it because they know how hard it is standing up all day, 12 hours a day. But I persisted with myself, and I persisted with my family to agree on me doing it because it is a family tradition of mine. So I try to persist myself a lot more. It came down to one day when I said to my dad, please teach me how to cut hair.
Okay.
He said, are you sure you want to do this? I said, Dad, come on. So we went into the garage. I got one of my good friends from around the area, and we started cutting the hair on a little plastic chair, teaching me little techniques. bit of scissor work, bit of clipper work.
That's it.
And then from that garage, and the garage was full of salamis, mind you, so the smell of salamis was getting through the hair.
You guys should bring that back to the current barbershop.
Yeah,
you know? Bring
that's
some
right.
salami. That's it.
More tradition.
That's it. I have to ask, how was the first haircut? Your friend? in the
How
garage.
was it?
How was it?
Shocking.
And does barbering, did it start with your dad or was it before him too?
I was before him. So
Okay.
my grandfather started in Italy.
Okay.
He came to Australia in 1960. And my father was born on a top of a shop, on the top of a barber shop in North Melbourne
Okay.
with my auntie. So that traditional barbering started all the way from the 40s. So I wanted to keep that going as much as I can.
That's really nice. You know, I think the craft has been in the family for generations. And to you personally, what does that legacy mean?
A lot. A lot. More than day-to-day work. I think it's more about the love I have for it is strong. It's hard to explain when you know that your generations have been doing it.
That's it. And I guess growing up, did you always feel that you wanted to do this before 16 because you started cutting hair at 16? You know, growing up, seeing your dad cutting hair, I'm sure that has influenced you a lot. You know, we want to always be like our parents in many ways. Did that really influence you looking at him cut hair?
Yeah, I think so. I never saw my grandfather cut hair. But seeing my mum and dad cut hair was a big thing.
For sure.
Always going to their salon, helping, sweeping,
That's it.
doing little things.
And if you didn't become a barber, what do you think you'd do? Movie star.
I don't know. I come straight from retail. So I was actually doing retail work, selling shoes in the city.
Okay.
That's for about 2 years. And prior to that, I was in construction.
Okay.
So who knows? I was probably doing some type of fashion thing.
Yeah, fair enough. And looking at construction and looking at retail, how was the emotions different from you cutting hair now to the emotions you had when you were working construction and retail? How has that changed? How has your emotions changed regarding that?
They've changed a lot. Yeah, construction really was my first job, first ever job. So it catapulted me into talking to people and how to get around people and learning about people. But the hands-on job that it was didn't suit me. So the emotions of that was very poor.
Yeah, fair enough.
Retail was a bit better.
Okay.
Retail was good. I enjoyed that, dealing with people, meeting people,
Is it?
selling. I enjoyed that. But deep down, I wanted to be a barber.
Yep. So you said your parents were pretty against you. Maybe not against, but they were kind of opposed to the idea.
I think they were worried.
They were. They were worried that it would be difficult. Or?
Yeah. Standing up all day is not easy in one spot.
Yeah. So, 10 years later, how do you feel about that?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
think
hard.
It's
but
hard, yeah?
It's good. Yeah, I've really pushed myself a lot into barbering.
So you work, 6 days a week, yeah?
About 6 days, yeah.
And what are the hours like?
10 to 12 hours a day. Long hours.
Yeah, pretty long hours.
Your hands
yeah.
hurt, your back hurts,
That's
but
it.
it's the love of the job. You know, at the start of my career, I was doing haircuts for nothing, literally nothing, doing a lot of just people from around the area, between $0 to $5 haircuts.
That's how you learn though, right?
That's how
Yeah.
you learn. That's how you get better.
For sure.
So-
And, cutting hair, do you enjoy the cutting hair aspect of it more or the meeting with people aspect a bit more?
Equally is good. Cutting hair just a bit better, like a bit enjoyable.
Yeah.
But meeting people is a bonus too.
Okay. That's pretty good, man. I'm really glad that you found the passion and something that keeps you going
Yeah.
every day. It's a really nice thing to hear. I think a lot of people struggle with that. So you
Yep.
finding it at a very young age is really amazing. Right. And so next question. What's a mistake that you made very early on in your career that you'll never ever forget?
I made a few mistakes.
Yeah, let's go through it.
Got to learn. Day-to-day life, making mistakes out in the city or out in the open, between people, between friends.
Yep.
Made a lot of mistakes. Financially, made mistakes, but you got to pick yourself off, dust yourself off, and pick yourself up, and keep on going. Yeah.
What are the lessons, some of the lessons that you've learned from that?
Taking pride in what you do
Hmm.
is a big thing.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this briefly when
Yeah.
I was in the chair.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk a bit more about that, taking pride in the work that you do. You work in a industry where pride is a very big thing because you can't half-ass it. There's someone's hair on the line. It's like a surgeon, right? You can't half-ass being a
That's
surgeon.
right.
There's someone's life on the line in that case.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that a lot more people need to have a bit more pride in the stuff that they do. What's your
think
views
so.
on that?
I think so. I think having pride in whatever you do is a big thing. I think you're just going to be better as a person when you have pride in what you do, whatever it is, sweeping, cleaning toilets, whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
It's enjoying what you do is very important because deep down it hurts you when you go to work and you hate it
Mhm.
and what you're doing you hate it. Deep down you know that it hurts, but you got to push yourself to find that thing or find that job that you like to do or find the hobby, yeah, whatever it is.
Would you consider passion a very important part of this?
Very, 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 very important.
Because I think a lot of people they can't find the pride in doing the work if they're not passionate about it. And is there any advice you would give to someone trying to find some passion or find the passion of theirs? Because I think a lot of people are working very dead-end jobs, not happy with what they do. It's very difficult for people to take pride in that kind of work.
I think a lot of people know what they want to do, but they don't do it. So I think maybe as someone coming to me for advice, I would tell them to, whatever that thing is, could be anything, just do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to have somebody in your ear telling you can't do it. You don't know how to do it, so don't do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Even
Just
if
start.
it's not financially stable for 6 months to a year, whatever situation you're in, push yourself to go through that. It'll all come to good things after.
Yeah. It's very important advice. I think even with the podcast, it's been an idea of mine for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of worrying about what other people think. It's a lot about worrying about, people are going to talk bad about it.
Especially these days.
That's it. Yeah. And putting yourself, out there on the internet for everyone to see can be a bit scary. And there's this quote that I really like. I'm going to read it out to you. And I think this is for the people who always have something to say, no matter what. They're always going to say something, whether you're winning in life or you're losing in life. They're always going to say something. And this is the quote. An athlete won't judge you for working out. A millionaire won't judge you for starting a business. A musician won't judge you for trying to sing. It's always the people going nowhere who have something to say.
That's right.
That's it. So if you always look at the people who have something to say, they're nowhere near you. They're probably very unhappy with their life.
Correct.
And they want to, take it out on someone else because they can't find that passion, but they can't stand seeing someone else doing better than them.
That's right.
I think you just have to be able to block out the noise and just start.
Yeah.
Do whatever it is that you want.
Yeah.
And eventually, I think with any successful person, I guess whenever they started, they would have been... Again, you won't be successful for the first few years that you're doing anything, right?
Start at the bottom, right?
That's it. You don't start at the top.
That's
you
right.
start at the bottom, and I think a lot of people lose motivation. They lose they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, basically, and that demotivates a lot of people. And I think that's something that we need to be able to block out and just say, you know what? This is what I want to do. Even with the podcast, if no one listens, no one listens. But I just got to keep doing it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Especially behind a computer too. Like
Yeah.
if someone's behind a keyboard,
Yeah.
just they don't know you.
Yeah.
They don't know you.
Yeah.
So
And they'll say a bunch of stuff too, right? I
That's
think it's
right.
pretty normal. I don't know if you've experienced it with any of the stuff on social media.
Yeah. Big time.
People would have said stuff.
all the time.
Yeah, I think it's Mike Tyson who said, I think people have gotten too comfortable talking online without getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
So that's why.
That's right.
So that's why
Keep
they're
on
too
going.
comfortable, But yeah, it's just, I think everyone in the industry who's trying to make it doing content creation is something that, they just got to learn how to
Yeah.
deal with,
Well, you're a perfect example, Imran.
Yeah.
You put yourself in the hot seat and
Yeah, that's it.
you've pushed it. People who don't like it, you know what? So be it.
Yeah, and honestly, Stefan, I think that's something I was very scared of starting. It's why I put it off for so long.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, people are gonna say something. Especially the people that know you.
Yeah.
Like, what's Imran doing? This is not him. Well, if you're trying to get ahead in life, sometimes you have to do things that are a bit more uncomfortable.
Out of your comfort box.
That's
right?
it. And if you want to go somewhere, you have to travel the path that's less traveled. And sometimes it may seem dark, but the path illuminates as you walk it.
That's right.
So I think that's a good way to live life. And talking about content creation, where do you stand on that? Is that something that you'd like to get into? Is that something that you'd like to, I guess, transform the barbershop into?
Yeah. Slowly I'm working into that. A few people come to the shop like yourself and another influencer that comes to the shop. Content's a pretty important thing these days.
Yeah.
Maybe not 50 years ago, but now it is. So whether or not you like it or not, you sort of have to get into that to keep on evolving as a business.
Yeah, for sure. And I think especially in like the niche that you're in, you're a very old-fashioned barbershop. You don't see many. I think you're the only barbershop in Australia that's still doing old-fashioned cuts and that whole old-fashioned style. Yeah,
I think so. We don't have any computer systems either.
Yeah.
It's all by paper.
That's it.
A lot of stuff outs, but we get there.
Old-fashioned, keeping it. It's refreshing sometimes. Everything's automated these days.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty nice to have things old-fashioned.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty cool niche.
They're basic.
That's it.
And they work, and they've been around for that many years for a reason.
Yeah.
And people are still using them. Certain people are still using them.
For sure.
So there's a reason why.
Yep. How do you think being old-fashioned has impacted your life? I want to know if it's more of a... a lot of people may look at what you guys are doing and think, this is all style, no substance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, they think that he's just dressing up or he's just putting on a show for people. So I'd like to know if that is really the case, or it's more of a philosophy for you to live a bit more old-fashioned and how that has impacted your life.
Yep. Well, I come from a very traditional background, very old-fashioned background. It's impacted my life, definitely, through the way I act, through my culture, through everything I do. And I feel like it's made myself grow a lot faster. Traditionally, you mature a lot quicker. And what is at my shop is us.
Yeah.
That's why we built the shop, is because this us. We dress like this on the outside. We dress like this on the inside. It's who we are when you come in and we offer you a drink. It's complimentary, whiskey, beer, whatever it is. That's us. Yeah, it's like you come into my house. So that's old-fashioned has impacted my life in that way towards others. I feel like it's a lot more respectful to others, being a bit old-fashioned. I feel like those values will never die, and I always keep them with me, because I know one day, with all technology and everything coming about, it's sort of all going to die off, unfortunately. But as much as I can keep it, I'll keep it.
What's the number one thing that has stuck? If every other principle of yours were to disappear, what's the number one old-fashioned principle that you think is so important to keep?
Respect. Respect's very important. How to talk to people, understanding others, and understanding where they are and where you are. And never forget where you come from. Whether it's the back streets of a country or whatever, Never forget where you come from, because if you forget where you come from, you'll disrespect the others.
Yeah.
And respect is huge.
That's it. And so another question moving on from that is, why bring back the style of the 1920s and the 40s into 2025? How does dressing, how does that impact the way that you feel about yourself? And how does that impact the way other people perceive you?
Well, every day you put on a pair of trousers, nice jackets, suit and tie. You feel good. You feel happy. You feel strong. Do your hair. Groom yourself. Look after yourself. You feel good. You're walking down the street, someone says hello to you because you dressed up in a suit, which shouldn't be the case, but they say hello to you, which is a good thing. And you see people smiling on the way down. It's very good. It makes me happy, and it makes people around me happy. So that's just the way it is. That's why we do it.
Why do you think not too many people do that anymore? If they don't dress that way?
It's too hard. So maybe A lot of people think it's too hard to go and iron your suit or go and dress up and do all those kind of things, but it's not too hard.
Yeah,
Nothing's too hard.
What would you say to that if someone told you, nah, I don't want to dress like that. I think it's too hard for me. It's too much work. Can't be asked.
Just do it. Just do it.
Some things have to be done.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to do it, do it. It comes down to not caring what other people think. Just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like it or not. And everything else will come after that.
For sure. I think it's really the way you present yourself to the world. You know, and I think a lot of people do want to actually dress like that. I've a couple of friends who they'd like to go out in a suit. I mean, me personally, I think if I could, I would wear a suit every day.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you have this thing in the back of your head where it's like, oh, you know, I'm overdressed and people will be looking at me. I think that's also a very big thing. I could even wear a suit to dinner and then some people will be like, oh, you're very overdressed. But I think it's a sign of respect.
I think it is too.
Yeah, I think it's so going back to respect, whatever you're saying about respect, I think putting on a good suit, putting on a good tie, taking care of yourself is respect, not only to the people that you're with, but also respect yourself, because it shows that you care about yourself. It shows that you take care of yourself. And if you're going somewhere and you put on a suit, for me, I think that's also respect to the establishment.
Definitely.
Yeah. Which I think is what people used to do back in the day. I mean, I wasn't born then, but
neither.
I mean, all of the things that I'm talking about here, I got from movies and stories.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it's something that I'd like to bring back. I think there's a lot of importance in putting on a good suit. If you're taking out your missus on a date, I think it's a sign of respect to her, showing her that you value her company.
Definitely.
Treating her with respect.
Definitely.
Even the old etiquette and all the manners. I think a lot of people have lost that nowadays.
Big time. The other day, I'll tell you a quick story. The other day, I went to the shops and there was a couple outside and they had a dog. And the dog was outside with the husband or the boyfriend, whatever he was. And the lady was inside looking at wherever I was. I think it was a cafe. And she was looking at the cakes. As I was walking out, I had all my stuff with me. So I opened up the door and I saw her coming out at the same time. So I opened up the door for her. Normal people, normal men, gentleman thing to do is to hold the door for the lady. The husband or the boyfriend looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just opening up the door." Because that's my girlfriend. I said, "Isn't it a gentleman thing to do? Where's all this respect gone?"
Yeah.
You know, and I was walking home thinking, what's happened?
Yeah.
A lot of these respectful things towards women and even men, they're all gone. So I believe sticking with these things is a very important thing.
For sure. I think I really don't know what it is, but even as something as simple as holding the door open for someone else, and the guy is like, "What do you think? He thinks you're flirting with someone else or something?"
It's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing. You don't even think twice about it. You know, someone's coming through, you hold the door. That's it.
Yeah.
I think I really wish that more of this would come through. I guess that's just the current age that we're living in.
Yeah, of course.
And I'd like to think that you guys are doing a service to the community by bringing it back. I remember the first time that I came in, I was like so shocked. I wouldn't think that a place like this existed in 2025.
Yep.
And actually back then it was 2023 when I came back in. And it was just amazing.
Yeah.
I think the service that you guys do, the regular customers that come in, and they're happy because I genuinely look forward to it every month that I come in. It's like a reset.
Reset.
I come in, I look fresh when I walk out. I have a good chat with the guys at the barbershop.
Right.
It's a really, really good feeling.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people sometimes, they get too caught up in their own life to stop to smell the roses. There's this philosophy that I'm trying to live by, is that I think we live very busy lives, especially the people who are trying to make it somewhere. They really live quite busy lives, and a lot of the time they can't stop to smell the roses. They can't stop to really find a thing that makes them happy. It may be that first sip of coffee in the morning, or the nice sip of whiskey after a long week.
That's right.
Or that first smoke of a cigar. That's the roses that I think we've missed out on. And to me, I think, and to a lot of people, it's coming into the barbershop and having a good haircut, having a good shave, and leaving looking like a movie star.
It's very important for your well-being.
That's it.
You know, having your own time to de-accelerate from everything is very important, especially a city like Melbourne, when it's go, 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 yeah?
That's it. I think we all get caught up in our own head sometimes. You know?
That's why my family have built this shop, because we could see that in us. So we wanted to show people how it should be, how how life should be sometimes when you can de-accelerate for an hour and then go back into the world and do your thing.
Sure.
It's important.
I think it really is important, and I think a lot of people should be learning how to do that. That just not letting loose in a sense, but allowing yourself to just just stop for a while and just relax.
Definitely.
I think that's very important.
Definitely.
And I also want to ask, it's been around for 4 years, and what's the future look like for Basette?
To continue what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe having more of a presence on the outside as well.
Mm-hmm.
So going to a few more exhibitions and stuff like that. I don't want to go into another shop.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to keep this boutique shop
Yep.
and keep it our shop as much as we can, or as long as we can. Online, do a bit more things online. But that's not very big in the future. Just keep it the way it is for now.
Sure.
And then
Focusing on currently.
focusing
Yep.
on current. In the future, maybe get a few more people to work with us. But that's all about it.
That's it. And so once I'm sure your dad there will come a time that your father will stop
That's right.
cutting hair.
And it's
And
hard to
you'll-
replace him.
Yeah, I'm sure the man who taught you, right?
Yeah.
I think so then you'll take over his position, and then further down the line, if and when you have kids,
That's right.
would you want your kid to work in the barbershop alongside
100%. 100%.
you? Yep. So it's like the circle reliving.
Yeah.
Just going in the
I mean,
circle,
I
that's
would,
it.
but
Yep,
it's also depending on them.
for sure.
But I'll try as much as I can.
Yep, 100%. I think that'll be really nice, So so you're the third generation.
Fourth.
Fourth. Okay.
Third or fourth. So it's my dad, mum, my grandfather, my auntie.
Okay.
So three.
Yep. Okay.
3 generations.
That's really so it'll be a fourth with your son and daughter.
That's right.
Okay. That's really nice.
If it happens.
All right. Now, this is another question that I really want to get your view on, is what does success look like to you? Is it money? Is it the legacy that you live behind, or the legacy that you live up to, or the respect that you command from other people? What does it look like to you?
Legacy. Yeah, not so much money. Obviously, money is important, but for success, I think it's more legacy and respectfulness of others and yourself.
Yep.
Successful, in my opinion.
Because everyone's definition of success may look a little bit different,
Yep.
right? So that's really refreshing to hear. I think a lot of people would say, "Yep, money."
Yeah, straight
Money,
away.
yeah, the number in your bank account is how
Yeah.
how successful you are. I think it's quite refreshing to hear someone say that. Yeah, money's important. I'm not going to say that it's not, but I think the legacy that you leave behind
Yep.
is extremely important too. I think so, and something else I've been thinking about too is when you leave this earth one day, what do you want to be remembered by? Sorry, do you just want to come a bit closer
Sure.
to the mic? Yeah, that's it.
Just a guy who was loving and just respectful. That's all I want to be remembered as. Not some big shot or anything like that. Just normal, down to earth dude.
I think a lot of people
Who ran
already
his
think
business.
that of you. That's it. Yeah, I think a lot of people already think that about you. I think it's just about maintaining that. I think pretty similar too. I think I'd like to leaving a legacy behind for my children or whoever, my grandchildren. I think that I'd like them to say that, yep, he was a hardworking man who tried his best to provide for his family.
Yeah.
So down to earth, was loving,
Yep.
was caring. I think a lot of men do, I guess, try to live that. So that's pretty nice to hear.
Thanks.
And all right, what's the dream that you're chasing that people would never expect from a barber, apart from barbering?
How do you mean? Sorry.
Is there like something else that, in your heart you want to really pursue? Let that be content creation, or let that be, I don't know, something that you've never heard of.
Living a happy life.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, that's yeah.
What does it
Living a
look like
happy
to
life.
you when you say happy life?
Having family around you, having wife or girlfriend around you, having people around you that you love.
Yep.
Simple things in life. That's what it comes down for.
Okay, fair enough. And is there any, I guess, particular crazy story that you've in the barber shop?
Crazy story.
Yeah, that you vividly remember.
Crazy story. Not really crazy.
Uh-huh.
Not really that crazy. This shop's only been around for 4 years, so
Mhm.
not really that many. Dad's old shop.
Mhm.
Dad's old shop. There was a lot more.
Oh yeah, that's
over,
okay. We
over
can get
40
into
years.
that. Do you know anything? Any stories that you've heard of or you've been a part of, maybe?
Nah, not really. A few famous people
Mhm.
have been there. A few AFL players that have thought they were so cool and get free haircuts and start doing things that we don't like them doing.
Oh, okay. That's in the current shop or
The old shop.
old shop.
yeah.
Okay.
The current shop, not really that many.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of banter between us boys.
Yeah. I think that's probably what keeps you going sometimes, If I guess if you're cutting hair alone, that
Definitely.
would be having that banter in the shop with that group of guys. I think is so important.
It is important.
I think community is something that I've been thinking about recently. I think a lot of people are dying for community, especially after the pandemic. I think a lot of people got into this space where they want to be alone, but they deeply crave having that sense of community. How do you think having a sense of community has really helped you live life?
It's really helped me.
Mhm.
Yeah. You get to the shop and there's people walking down the street with their dogs and you say hello to them, they say hello to you back. And these simple things of coming in for a coffee, not even getting a haircut
Mhm.
from the community coming in. Yeah, it's impacted my life, definitely.
Especially in the area like Brunswick East,
Yeah.
where I think it's quite a small community and everyone kind of not everyone knows each other, but I think everyone's quite friendly and they come
Definitely.
in and they'll say hi.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's
It's a
such
very watchful area.
That's it.
Everyone watches out for each other.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like the area. I think it's a good place that
It
you
is.
guys have set up. And again, talking about just community in general, you think if there's another suburb that you would be situated, if you had to open up another shop, where do you think it would be?
No particular area.
Yeah.
No particular area. Just if my dream location would be North Melbourne,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Your dad had a shop there.
My
Was it?
grandfather.
Grandfather. Okay.
So
yeah.
that would be really important for me. But other than that, not really anywhere in particular.
Do you know what they're doing in the shop lot now?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a hamburger joint. They've definitely changed it.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
But yeah, not nowhere in particular. It just depends where everyone's going. Yeah,
Mhm.
'Cause business is
Yeah.
hard everywhere.
Mhm.
So
And what do you think our current generation, I think we're pretty similar in age, what are some of the things that our generation can learn from the older generations, like your dad's generation or your grandfather's generation?
yeah, taking pride in what you do. Coming back to the first question,
Mhm.
again, respect. Again, doing what you want to love.
Yep.
What do you want to do? How you go about life, making the simple things, the happy things in life.
Mhm.
Not thinking too much about what to do, what not to do. Just whatever you want to do, go for it. These little things from the old school coming to the new school at the moment. Take them with both hands, because once these older generation are past,
Mhm.
I think personally the world's not going to be the same.
How do you think it's going to change?
It's definitely going to change with the way everyone does things.
Mhm.
I think the way they go to work, the way they hang out with family, the way they do things in general life, I
Mhm.
think it's all going to change.
For the better or for the worse, you think?
Got my honest opinion?
Yeah,
For
please.
the worst.
And why do you think that is? Because
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
people may think that, we are moving towards a more modern society. We're moving towards technological
Definitely.
advancements,
Definitely.
improvements. Why do you think that's for the worse?
Well, I think like AI,
Yep.
I think it's going to take a lot of jobs.
Mhm.
So little things like that from technology are going to make the world not the best place,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty fair. I mean, I'm on the same page. I think going a bit more of what you're saying about AI taking the jobs. I think the one jobs that they can't take is the one that requires a human touch. For now, at least, I think
For now.
something like barbering, or even something like music, for example, I wouldn't want to listen to something AI made. I'd want to listen to something
To the real deal.
to the real deal,
Yeah.
even if it's imperfect. That's the
Mm.
thing. I don't really care about the perfection when it comes to art.
Yeah.
I think the imperfections is what makes it beautiful. The
Definitely.
little mistakes, the little stories behind it.
Definitely.
I think that's what makes art art, you know? So getting into a field where your personal touch or building a personal brand is something that is so important, which is what I'm trying to do with the podcast too. Because as much as AI is up and coming, I don't think that it can take away from someone's personal brand. I think that's something that even with you, if content creation is something that you are looking to get into, I do think building a personal brand is where it's at. There's some of these creators online that promote this old-fashioned way of living. I mean, one of them who comes in the shop, Dirk, right?
Dirk.
Yeah, that's it. So he kind of pushes this old-fashioned, and he's doing really well.
Very well.
You can't take that away from him, you know?
And yeah, I don't think anyone will, not even himself.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he does it very well.
that's it. And he's
Does
made
a
it
very
really
good
big. I
job.
think he has a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram
Yeah.
or something like that. And it's really amazing to see that there are people in this day and age who are still upkeeping that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really wonder in 20, 30 years, will there still be people like that? Like the younger, like, do you think, at what age do you think that, what year do you think that will just completely be a thing of the past?
Like fashion and everything.
Yeah, you think it'll just completely, like, there'll be
I
no
don't think
one-
it'll ever leave.
Yeah?
But I think there'll always be one person,
Mm-hmm.
but there might be one person out of 2 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think there will be that one person,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it'd be rare.
Yeah,
And-
it's
And it might take, I reckon, maybe 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
I think maybe
it's
it'll die off.
It's really interesting because I think if you look back maybe many years ago, the type of jobs that they were, old-fashioned barbers, they were probably very common, right? And now there's like not many left.
Yeah.
And then you look at people like even shoe shiners. I'm sure there
Definitely.
used to be a lot back then.
Heaps.
I don't think there's even one in Melbourne where there's a place in Sydney in the Block Arcade that it does actual like old-fashioned shoe shines.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, but
I want to go visit.
Yeah, I passed by. It's the. Ooh, I don't know what arcade. I think the Block Arcade or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I passed by it and I was like, this is not in Melbourne. But
Yeah,
there's like
there
someone
should be. I think there should be still around.
Sure. Do it as part of your shop, in front
Yeah.
of the shop, little shoe shop.
That'd be cool. Anyone out there
That's it.
wants to do
If
shoe
anyone's
shining,
listening.
go for it. More than welcome.
But yeah, so that these jobs they're not necessarily getting replaced by AI, but they're just
Dying off.
dying off. And
Yeah.
that's a really sad thing to see.
It is. Well, I think the older generation are dying off too.
Yeah.
So the ones that have that knowledge are not passing it on quick enough, or they're not passing it on at all, and then they're passing away, and then the grandchildren, the kids, everyone else they don't have that skill,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's really sad. I wish that there was something that we could do about it, but I think there's not much that we can. I mean, you're doing
Yeah.
your part. I think spreading awareness about it and
Yep.
I guess teaching people to take a bit more pride in their work is something that, we got to really
Yeah.
teach them. Pride in their dressing, the art of even shining your shoes every Sunday before you go to work.
Definitely.
Something that we're missing out on.
I think that's lacked as well, going to work.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people go to work now, they used to wear a nice suit,
that's it.
nice pair of trousers.
Yeah,
Now it's a pair of jeans and runners
that's it. We're
into
living
the
in a
office,
very-
which is
yeah.
not very that appealing, yeah?
There's this study that was done many years ago. I can't remember exactly what it was, but the findings, there are two groups. One group was in a bunch of lab coats, and they had to come in and do experiments in the lab, and they had to run a bunch of tests. And the other group came in casual wear. So they just wore whatever they wanted into the group. And then they measured the efficiency of both groups at the end of the week or 2 weeks, and noticed that the group who was doing their stuff in the lab coats performed better.
Definitely. Because you
Because-
feel better.
That's it. And you're in the attire, the
That's
right
right.
attire to do it. So for me, I think even with this, I'm going to show up. I'm taking pride in this. I'm going to wear a nice suit. Right? I could be here in a t-shirt and some shorts right now. I mean, it's too cold outside to do that,
Yeah.
but hypothetically, I could do that. But I think it's the respect, it's the pride that you take. I think a lot more people should learn how to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a respectful thing to your job.
Yep.
Like whatever you do, make yourself feel better.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot more people just
Makes
kinda-
everything better.
Yeah,
around
everyone
here.
wants the quick and easy, you know.
That's right.
Even with shaving, you know, it's no longer
Yeah,
it's no longer
that's
lathering
dying
up
off big
and
time
that's
too.
it.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned shave. Everyone's with the electric razors.
Electric razors.
It's quick and easy, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's it. All right, talking about some movies. Let's talk about some movies.
Movies, eh?
What are some
kind
of the
of movies?
What are some of the movies that you think had the biggest impact on the way that you watching them?
Has to be The Godfather.
Not the third one, eh?
Nah, the third one I couldn't deal with for some reason.
I don't want to see
First and
it.
second was the best, yeah.
Yeah.
But those old mafia movies, to me, they're really cool. I get a lot of fashion sense from them, and
Yep.
I love that kind of fashion, that 40s, 50s, and 60s look. I think it's a really cool thing. Between cars, we've got 2 cars. So
Yeah, I've seen
they
them.
all-
Amazing.
they're all visioned from the movies, you know?
That's it.
Just those old movies are really cool. The Goodfellas,
Yeah,
A
classic.
Bronx Tale,
Yeah, that's it.
really cool, man.
Do you feel like a sort of, I guess, not relatability, but being Italian, Australian, because they're
Yeah.
Italian American,
Yeah,
do you feel
yeah.
some sort of relatability?
Big
the
time.
family, is that why you like it too?
I think so. I got more connection to it.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel more connection between myself
Mm-hmm.
and the movie. My nonna, she's very old school, and her family is very old school.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my family actually living in America. So
Okay.
they're Italian American. So there's a lot of connection.
Have you heard any tales about them living in America? Like
Yeah.
it's pretty similar to anything you're willing to share with us?
They're very similar to the movies. Yeah. It all comes down to when you're driving, they all come to Australia.
Uh-huh.
And there was a story that he told me, and he said, why don't Australians have a piece on their car?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
on
oh
the
yeah.
car. When we drive in America, you pick up your piece and you put it on the dash. So when there's people driving past, they know not to F with you, yeah?
You gotta start doing that, Stefan. Eh?
They're wondering why we don't do it here, right?
I wonder why. Yeah, that's
So-
pretty interesting. Yeah,
They live a very different life, yeah? The
I'm
American
sure. Yeah,
Italians.
100%.
But yeah, they're very reminiscent to the movies.
Okay, cool.
Very reminiscent.
Probably not in this day and age, but probably back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
Heard some
still, I
modern
don't-
stories.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, what else? What are other some films that you really enjoyed?
Films.
Some old fashioned, maybe like non-mafia related,
Anything Al Pacino, Robert
Yep.
De Niro,
the classics.
all those dudes. Yeah. Frank Sinatra had some cool movies back
Yeah.
in the day.
That's it.
A lot of older movies.
Hmm.
Wasn't really into the Elvis movies, but
Yeah,
all
he's
those
more
older,
of a performer than
older
anything.
scenes. Yeah, I think
That's
it was better at music.
Yeah, and so by watching all this, dressing the way that you are, and understanding that living this old-fashioned life has made you into a better man, I think if you had one piece of advice to give the young men of today as to why they should live a life like yours, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them? I'd tell them to do it. Don't hesitate to do it. Take one of these values out of the old school tradition and bring it into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's respect, whether it's trust, whether it's anything. Yeah, take one of these values and put it in yourself and work on it day to day, and you'll find yourself getting bigger and better at what you're doing. Because these old school values have made us today, us young kids. Between our dads, mums, grandmas, grandfathers, they're the ones that started it, and their traditions are still here today.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's for a reason.
correct.
I think a lot of people struggle also if you tell them that, listen, you should be living like in this way and that way. I think a lot of people struggle with, okay, how do I learn? Right? Maybe their parents are from a generation.
Yep.
They're a bit younger. I think we're seeing a lot of young parents now that
But
they don't
ask
have, yeah.
ask your parents,
Yeah.
Ask your parents, how was Nonno, we call
Yep.
grandfather. How was he? What did he do?
For sure.
Take one of those values out and bring it into your day-to-day life.
I think that's it. Having
Just ask and get some knowledge about it, yeah?
For
Do
sure.
an ancestry.com. Who knows? Yeah, do anything.
Yeah. I think for me personally, reaching out to my father and my grandfather was a good thing, but I think a lot of the time it's also reading online. It's what
Reading.
interests me. I think you meet some people, some exceptional people that really take pride in what they do and the way that
Definitely.
they speak, and that intrigues you in a certain way because you feel the need to look at them and say, "Wow, I
Yeah.
want to be like that."
Hang around the people you want to be like.
That's it.
And
You are the average of the 5 people that you
that's right.
spend the most time with, right? So you have to take a look at your circle and be
Yeah.
like, okay, are they genuinely pushing me to be better,
Yep,
or are they pushing me to be worse?
that's right.
I think a lot of people are very afraid to cut off the people that aren't good enough.
Yeah.
You know, they want to stick with the same people that keep them in this box when there is no box.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right. It happened to me.
Yep.
I had that issue when I was younger. I had a lot of friends that I didn't agree on, and I didn't agree what they were doing. I get it. I didn't have to do what they're doing, and I didn't. But I was getting nowhere.
Can we talk a bit about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about that.
Well, I had a friendship group,
Mhm.
and they were just keeping me in a little box. Yeah. I was stuck. You know, I had some friends. I was going out, doing my thing. They were doing things I didn't like. So be it. Yeah. Let them do it. But it just got one day I woke up and I said, stuff this. I don't care what they say, what they do. I'm going to just leave them behind. I'm going to move forward with my life and be with the people around me. I hanged out with my dad quite a lot. Went to a lot of meetings, business meetings with him and a lot of business people around him. And that changed my life.
How did you muster up the courage to just say, you know what, enough is enough. I need to cut these people off.
I was doing a lot of sport at the time, so I push a lot of my anger out of in my sport.
What did you play?
Football, Muay Thai.
Okay.
I did a fair few.
You still got some moves? So.
Nah. Move over a big pudding. That's all I got now.
But yeah, so you're saying,
Yeah. Yeah, so I put a lot of energy into my sport to get away from those things.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it catapulted me forward. I got into my job. I started working. I focused on my work 100%. I don't like to do things 50% or 90%, always 100. So I put that in my mind that I wanted to work, and that was it. It pushed them away, and it helped me to push away from them.
And how did your friends react to this? Your
Not good.
ex-friends?
But so be it, yeah.
Did you tell
Some of them still come to my shop.
Oh. Is there still some tension there, or it's all gone now that everyone's grown up?
Not so much tension. There was never really tension. It was just more, where'd you go? Why'd you do that for? I need to move on.
Yeah.
You guys do your thing. Do whatever you guys are doing. I've got my own life,
Yeah.
you know, and it takes courage, but I had a lot of people around me to help me with that, especially my father, big role model of mine. So finding that someone around you, whether it's your father, friend, whatever, stick with that person and you move forward together.
Yeah, fair enough. I think a lot of people need to hear that. A lot of people are stuck in relationships and friendships that they hate.
Relationships are probably even worse.
Yeah.
Because you love that person, right?
That's it.
And you have loved that person, but sometimes things change in your life and you don't know what's going to happen in the future. And if you're wanting to break up or do whatever, have a chat about it and take the courage to get up and do your thing. You only live once,
Yeah.
right? You've only got one life, and we're already 26. I know it's young, but we're already 26, nearly 30. So
You got to live
day
it.
by day is getting a bit shorter, yeah?
There's something from Sinatra that I think you'll like that he said. He said that if you live like me, once is enough. I mean, he lived a very lavish life, but I think there's
He
something
did,
to
but he
take from
did
that,
push
yeah.
himself because his story behind, he never forgot where he came from.
Yeah.
So he came from a Sicilian background, and a background where he was very poor. Same as many of these stars, but they're really good role models. That's why I like the old school as well, is because the role models of the old school come from nothing, and they've built themselves up to be something.
For sure.
So they're very important role models to look at.
I think I definitely agree with that, and the way that they carried themselves, the charisma and the way they conducted themselves. I think a lot of people they lack that nowadays.
Yeah.
If you find someone with that kind of charisma and that kind of attitude, you look at them as wow, this
Yeah.
is someone really different. But back
Definitely.
then, I guess it was a lot more
Definitely.
prevalent.
I mean, you went through wars.
Yeah.
They went through wars, migrating countries.
Yeah.
Like my nunu, you know, I put that as motivation every day.
Mhm.
I've got a photo of him at my shop,
Mhm.
and I always look at that and say, look what you've done to put me here. It's not my father, but it's my grandfather.
Yeah.
And he was the one who pushed my dad to be the better person. His way of saying is, I come off a boat with one shoe, and everyone now has everything now, AI, technology, any type of technology they want in their face. All these old Italians, Greeks, Europeans, they've all had to work and make something of it. So there's a big story on that at the Immigration Museum of how they come off the boat and worked and made what it is today, especially Lygon Street.
Mhm.
So they're very, very cool role models to look at as well, is your past grandfathers and your past grandfathers as well.
Is your grandfather still alive today?
No.
Or it's not. And if you did you were you born whenever he passed away, or
No, I grew up with him.
Okay.
I lived in his house for more than 15 years.
wow? And how did his passing affect you?
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when it happened then and there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him the night before, which didn't help the situation. He got very sick, and then within a day he was gone. I remember doing my construction job and got the phone call, and I stopped everything, whatever it was I was doing. I was rendering at the time, and I just stopped, put down my tools. I was in the middle of a wall. I thought, stuff this, I'm gonna go say my final words, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But from that day onwards, I was different. I can feel my soul changing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was different. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd always ask Dad about the stories before he passed away. How was he like, and how did he come to Australia, and what was he doing to get you to where you are?
Mm-hmm.
And he told me everything, and I've never looked back. I took those as motivation.
You think if he'd looked at you now, how proud do you think he'd be?
To be pretty proud. Imagine him sitting in my shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be pretty important.
Well, he's there in the photo, you know.
Oh yeah,
He's looking down at you every day.
yeah.
That's really nice.
He's on my body.
That's it. Oh, is he tattooed on your?
Yeah, he's tattooed on my arm.
That's really nice. Oh, is that the tattoo you have?
Nah, that's another one. It's on.
Ah,
the
okay,
shoulder.
okay. That's really sweet. It's a really nice story. I think having that person, there's this saying that, you know, a man becomes a man whenever, really becomes a man whenever his father or grandfather passes away, because that he realizes that he needs to step up. Because as long as your father or your grandfather's there, you know, that's the man of the house, that's the person that you look up to, but whenever they're gone, it's you.
Yeah,
You got to step up,
yeah, yeah.
and you got to be the man of the house.
And
now.
we take it for granted when they're
Yeah.
alive, unfortunately.
It's sad.
So you have to, get through that, taking it for granted, and just enjoy every part of life with your loved ones.
Yeah, and having
And
that
your elders.
gratitude, having the gratitude for, like, whatever you said about looking up at your grandfather and saying, thank you for doing whatever you did to bring me here, and that's why I'm working this job now.
That's
That's
right.
why I'm here. That's why I live such a good life, because you made the sacrifice. And I think a lot of people in our generation take that for granted.
That's right.
There's a saying, hard times create strong men, and strong
Definitely.
men create easy times, and easy times create weak men. And I think that's something that I really think about a lot. Because again, my father grew up and he lived a hard life to provide for whatever I have right now. And then you can't help but take it a bit for granted sometimes, you know. You think that,
Definitely.
life is easy. And if you don't have the self-awareness to tell yourself and say, listen, even though your life is easy right now, it doesn't mean that this can't go away.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
you gotta actually still put in the work, which is so important. I think a lot of people miss out on.
Important, very important.
Yeah, that's it. So that's really nice. I think that's a really, really good way to live your life. Having that gratitude for whoever's helped you out, and having for whatever you have. I think we're in a generation now where I think hustle culture is something that's really promoted. You got to work all the time, having no time to stop and smell the roses. I think just keep going. Again, talking about the roses, stop, have the gratitude, actually thank the people around you,
definitely.
Tell them thank you for whatever you've done. Be happy with whatever you have. I think that's such a big
Definitely.
thing.
I'll tell you a quick story about similar to this
Please.
topic. When my dad was younger, he grew up in the barber shop. In the barber shop every day, there used to be, a lot of Italian men, but there were some not bad Italians, but, in the market days, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to come to the shop, and at this point in time, Dad broke up with a girlfriend at the time when he was younger, and Dad was very upset. So this guy came up to Dad and said, "Rock, come over here, and I'll tell you a little story." There was this kid who wanted to be in the mafia, and the mafia was very hard to get into. So what this guy told this kid was, if you want to be in the mafia, you got to do what we say and what we do. You need to show yourself, get into jail, get your jail term, and be a stronger man. So the kid goes out, tries to do something wrong, doesn't work, comes back to the mafia boss and says, "What do I do now? Didn't get into jail, but I've done this really bad deed." And the guy said, "You know what you should do is go to your mum's house, break into her house," because he wasn't living with her at the time, "kill her and cut out her heart, put it in a bag and run to me. Then I'll know you're a genuine guy to be in the mafia, and that way I can trust you." So the kid walks to his mum's house, bursts in, does whatever to his mum, cuts the heart open, and does anything he can to bring that heart back. On the way of bringing the heart back, he had to run through some woods. And all of a sudden, in front of him, a tree fell. When the tree fell, a few branches broke off, and it broke onto his leg, and he tripped. And the bag was open. So when he tripped, the bag flipped over his head, and the bag fell on the floor. But what came out was the heart. It was still beating. Do you know what the heart said? "Are you right, son?" It comes down to that story. Just respect your elders, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Always respect the people around you and the ones that have helped you when you were younger. Because you never know. We take for granted every day. So it's very important to keep that as a value. Always respect the elders.
That's it. It's a very nice story. I think a lot of people do need to hear that. And also, I think...
And there's only one lady in your life.
That's it. The most important one.
Correct.
And I think a lot of people, they take that for granted. I think they get a bit too carried away with whatever's around them, let it be a current girlfriend or the current friends that they have, but it's always family that's behind you.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think
Always.
you've got to value that, And, right, we're going to finish up here pretty soon.
Sure.
I think one of the final questions that I want to ask is, doing a job like barbering, what's the number one motivation that keeps you going through it all? Is it that passion? Is it the love for your grandfather? What is it?
Passion and love for the grandfather. Yeah, I think so. And the family. And seeing my work on the outside as well. When Imran's walking past and I see, oh, that's my haircut. Yeah. Cool. Still looking really cool. Yeah. And he's walking down with his suit and looking real cool. That makes me happy. Yeah, knowing that you're happy.
Yeah.
That's very important in the world of barbering, and should be still very important.
Really nice. Stefan, I'm going to finish up here.
Sure.
And it's like a question I like to ask all my guests before we finish up. And if there's one piece of advice that you'd give to your younger self, what would it be?
Take more responsibility of the things that you've done wrong and work on them. Always work on the things that you've done wrong to make yourself better and better and better each time, so you don't do those things again.
Do you think accountability plays a big part in that? Taking accountability of everything that's in your life?
Definitely. Being true to yourself.
I think, again, you're the only person that you can't lie to. You can lie to a bunch of people, but only you know deep down who you are and what you've done. And I think a lot of young men and young women too, they lack accountability. I think living a life that's allowing yourself to be 100% accountable is very important, and I wish more people would do it. Everything in your life is your fault. Everyone
Definitely.
wants to point the finger at someone and blame someone, but it's you.
For the wrong things.
For the wrong things too.
But for the good
Yeah.
things, sometimes they don't point it out. But
That's it. But yeah, Stefan, thank you very much.
pleasure.
Been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Thank you, Imran.